So, will we be out of the woods come the fall of 2011? Or is that unfortunately named season an ill omen? Cosman, who's written a book on private equity, The Buyout of America, sees a lit fuse almost everywhere he turns. In December, Morgan Stanley stopped making payments on 5 San Francisco office buildings worth half what they cost in 2007. In January, developer Tishman Speyer gave 2 Manhattan apartment complexes on which it had borrowed $4.4 billion.
Folds went solo beginning in 2001, producing a string of albums. Most recently, he released a collection of his songs sung by university a cappella groups.
Everybody knows just to grow up, and everybody does.
Now Geographic has started to change that by publishing a 500-page book, National Geographic.
His new book, however, is called Jimmy Stewart is Dead, and personal experience suggests why.
On the eve of President Obama's inauguration, the U.S. Conference of Catholic Bishops wrote to him,
"Carrying the organism's DNA is then used to replace the nucleus in an egg taken from another cow that's been slaughtered. Electricity is applied."
Prince worked at Lehman Brothers for a decade, then Bear Stearns in London, and wound up as a managing director of Goldman Sachs in New York in the year 2000. Responsible for Atlanta home prices rose 2% in November, the first year-over-year increase since 2007, and a national index of home prices was up for the 6th month in a row.
Bone is an epic fantasy featuring 3 comically goofy cousins, Phone, Phony, and Smiley Bone, who get lost in a strange world, complete with dragons, scary rat creatures, and a mysterious young woman named Thorn with a hidden past as a princess.
Among them, current U.S. Solicitor General and former Harvard Law School Dean Elena Kagan.
After former Alaska Governor Sarah Palin wrote on her Facebook page that seniors and the disabled.
But this week, leaders of the 4 military branches wrote that they firmly oppose congressional action before.
As London's The Independent wrote recently, where Pollock died in a drunken car smash and Rothko by his own hand, Salman survived.
But Eiswort had PTSD and a mood disorder called dysphoria, blown up by a massive roadside bomb and civilian fatalities, including body parts.
Filings are public records. Less than 1/10 of its revenues come from investment banking. More than 3/4 from trading for its own account. Nationwide, lending by the banking industry fell by $587 billion in 2009, the largest annual decline since the 1940s. According to one study, only half of small employers got the credit they wanted last year. Once upon a time, money, that most convenient stand-in for value, was itself valuable, often made of metals like gold and silver. Minted the metals into coins and stamped them to vouch for their content, a kind of royal housekeeping seal of approval. But with the Industrial Revolution came an explosion of new wealth. The supply of gold and silver couldn't keep up and shackled the trading of that wealth.